What's up, everybody? T3 here from Future Nature and T3 Photography. Wow. Oh, listen to the forest, the wind. So, I'm going to share maybe a little personal for a minute. So, as you all know, those who have followed along uh, over my chaotic journey over the last 2 years. Those of you who have supported me in all manner of ways, from financial to vocal to written. I thrive on correspondence with people who speak my language. And, I kept viewing the last 2 years of my life as basically, I can go out into this world, into the wilderness, and I could build a fire. And I can look at that fire and I can tell you pretty much to the second how much longer it's going to need to be to throw some more wood on it. Or, I know where the nearest drinking water spot is. I know where several good animal runs are to set traps on in hunting areas. I know great shelter spots. And that's not just because I live here. I can do that in any woods you drop me in. But when you put me behind two computer monitors and ask me to do anything other than edit photos and videos, yeah, you're taking a crapshoot, because that's not my world. I am a creative person. I'm an educator. I'm a writer. I'm a philosophizer. I am a breaker of bubbles, a breaker of chains, a destroyer of masks. We shouldn't have to go through life pretending to be different people in different places. Why can't we just be who we are all the time? But anyway, back to my revelation. It started about, I don't know, last week sometime with, now hopefully this animation will look good, this photo. So I took this photo and I was texting with Brunkle John Young, who's kind of my brother and uncle, so I call him Brunkle, and I'm Brofew. And I took that photo and it got me thinking. And I did, after consulting with John and some other elders, and whose people's opinion I value greatly, I realized that even though I've accomplished so much in the last 2 years, at times I can be my own worst enemy. And then all of a sudden it was like the last 2 years came into sharp crystal focus, and I could see every good decision, every bad decision. I could see the pathways of had I chosen A versus B, and so on and so forth. But regardless, I can't change the past. The only thing I can do is be in the now, go out into the world as a capital C caretaker and a capital T tracker, always leaving every situation, place, person better than when you found them. And then I realized that if I keep going at the pace I'm going, I am going to die. I actually scared the living out of me when the other night I was working and a voice came into my head that was not one of the many that are in there already, and said, "Dude, it is midnight and you have not eaten a single thing all day. If you keep this up, you're going to kill yourself." So after that, I spoke again with my elders, and then I made a sacred promise to nature and to my students and to myself. And that is this. I was trying to split myself in so many different ways, chasing so many different things. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to be that whirling dervish of just, I can't do it. I can't do it. And when it comes, the whole reason why I set out on my own on this crazy pirate ship that is Future Nature is because I promised myself that from that day forward, my only bosses would be my students and nature. And the other day, I had one of my favorite humans in the whole world, who is a private student of mine. She showed up for class the night before, like I asked my students to do, so they can settle in, get into nature time. And I said, we'll meet at my place around 7:38. If I'm not up yet, throw something at me. Long story short, I was up till 3 a.m. writing emails to just, working. Next thing I know, I blink my eyes, it's 11 a.m. And I think, oh no. And I ran outside with just enough clothing to be decent, and her car was gone. And I thought, in 24 years of teaching, I have never, ever done that. And from that moment forward, combined with the photo and the counsel of my elders, I am making this statement, and this is true with everything from this day forward. Self-care is paramount. Earning money is paramount. I've got a lot of priorities. But instead of trying to do a million things at once, and in doing so, getting stuff done, but not to T3 standards or T3 quality. So therefore, I am not going to promise somebody that I'm going to do a class on day X and then switch it to day Y. That person has given their hard-earned money to learn from me. And giving them any less than 100% of my focus is not in my vision in any way, shape, or form. That's why I enjoy teaching one person at a time or a small group. So, yeah, new rule. If I can't fully commit to my experience with you, whether as a student or a friend, then I will not. Yeah. And once I made that decision, I felt lighter. Holy shit, I can breathe. And then everything opened up, wide angle vision. Still in focus. And I see my place in this space and time. That even though, I may not have the most money in the world, in a few days I get to go to Alaska and go so deep into the wilderness to places that people have rarely ever been, and attempt to locate and photograph an animal that could rip my head off with one swipe of its front paw, and I couldn't be more excited. Because what does Tom Brown Jr. say? Don't think a feeling, really feel it. And that right there, both choices and thinking a feeling before feeling it have been the cause of many of my banging into each other, myself knocking heads instead of working together. So thank you for listening to this ramble, and I promise you that it is now the age of T3X. From now on, as I evolve, the next version is T3X2. I also want to apologize to the webinar students that I had to reschedule on. This trip to Alaska kind of came up last minute, and it's an opportunity that I need to partake in to move forward with my vision. So I will more than make it up to you, and I will be sending lengthier, longer, a decent length video to each class that I'm going to have to postpone. So from here on out, whether you book me for a private class online, in person, whatever, you're going to get the genuine T3 experience. And I'm a man of my word. Thank you all so much.